you have to do is go to the destination endpoint, click on that endpoint, and select your shared key in here. This will basically be used in DSync internally as the primary key or the link between the same records in both systems, in WooCommerce and Unleashed. So from the mapping, we know that we are using the customer code in Unleashed, and we mapped the email address onto it. So this is the destination. So I'll say I want the customer code to be used as the unique ID. I need to make sure that it's mapped in the mapping, and we've done it before, but you need to make sure that if you select the shared key, it has to be mapped to something unique on the other system. So I know that email addresses in WooCommerce of customers are unique, so I just map it into it. This would be like for inventory, for example, this would be your SKU. For a sales order, it could be the sales order ID and so on. But you need to make sure that you map it correctly. Now, if a job runs, DSync will make note of the email. The first time around, if it doesn't exist in the DSync database, the email, we will issue a create request to Unleashed. If it does exist and we have a record of it, we will flip the method and we will try to update it in Unleashed. So let's have a look at this. Now with that shared key set, we should be able to push that customer into Unleashed. So if I just find my old guy in here and update him, I don't think I need to make any changes. We'll see. Update users. So that's running and done. So we should be able to see our old guy in here. New customers. And there he is. And if I update his last name and update the user now, DSync will look up the email address which we mapped to the customer code, which is this one. It will look it up into the internal database, and it's gonna find it. So it's gonna substitute that primary key in the request, and it's gonna update the customer in Unleashed. So let's look at that. Update user. That's running. And it was successful. So if I click on the old guy, we should have old man in there. And here we go. So that's pretty much the difference between the bidirectional job and the one-way transfer. Now, the shared key, it's usually I guess the rule of thumb is that when you create a link between two real-time endpoints, there's no reason for you to choose a one-way transfer, because you can always set up the direction of the data flows. The one-way transfer job is more for like custom API endpoint. If you try to connect a custom API endpoint into a real-time endpoint, this would be usually a batch. So you would have multiple customers kind of coming in. You would use the batch splitter for it and then send it one by one into a real-time customer endpoint with the shared key setup. So that's pretty much where the shared key comes in. It's there for to mimic the bidirectional job logic, which decides what request to issue to the destination system if it's create or update. I hope this is helpful, and I'll be back with more videos for you.